The reason why African Americans don't think that they look African is because majority of the times African Americans are comparing themselves to East African, when in reality, most African Americans have West African ancestry and not East African ancestry. And East Africans and West Africans look completely different. Number two, if you take an average African American and you look at their DNA, it will show that they have 25%, approximately 25% of European DNA there. Like they're like 25% European. I do want to talk more about this, but I'm going to be making a YouTube channel where I'll be talking about the Black diaspora. I'm going to be talking about history. I'm going to be talking about, mainly the constitutions of Black countries, etc. Kind of like what I do on TikTok. So just go ahead and hit the follow button. I'm going to be talking about religious groups and religious movements in Black countries, because I believe that if we know a little bit more about each other, then this whole diaspora war thing will go away. Well, it's not going to go away. It will be lessened. It'll, be less. There's always going to be war. But yeah.
Can we just talk about how African Americans and Africans don't even look that different?
I used to wonder, what was this obsession with all of these Africans from different countries saying that Black Americans look African all the time? And I always wondered why they get so offended when we say we can tell that there are, people from that continent, from Africa. Like, we can tell. And then they go, what country? And they get like really butthurt. But when you guys say that we look Black American, we don't say, well, what state? Because essentially our states here are the equivalent of some of your countries, like the sizing, the type of people that live there. Like, you can usually tell a Southern person from a Northern person, and definitely a Midwest or a Western person. Like, obviously a lot of people have migrated across, the country, but for a lot of the times you can kind of tell. I had no idea until I did some further research that the reason why you guys get so mad when we say that you look African, well, let me let an African tell you.
You look African. It's such a simple and succinct statement. And for Africans in the diaspora, it's a very sensitive one at the same time. Like, I know, maybe not for everybody, or maybe just for me, but like, because subconsciously Africans associate like looking African with like the struggle, a bit of the past. So like, we rather someone discover that we are African than, like just know, because then you just see the African. We know the African look is a strong look, like, subconsciously, of course, because that's what we've seen, is this look of victory, roots, give us free. So we associate that. So when someone else says like, oh my God, you look African, it's like, hey, why? Can you see, can you see my past? Can you see the struggles? It's brother, why do I look African? What about me showed you African? You look African is very different. But go up to an African today and tell them, just from jump, hey, you look African, and see their reaction. The first look is concerned, then it's like, oh yeah.
I'm about to put this shit to bed because y'all are dragging it and it's pissing me off. If you say you can't tell the difference between East African and a Black American, or West African and a Black American, you're blind, stupid, or a liar. Or a combination of all fucking three. Are you serious? You really can't tell the difference between a nigga like me and an African. You can't tell between a nigga like me and an African. I need y'all to understand that y'all are like beyond biased and blind and like brainwashed, because like it's like you'll abandon history. Aren't Black Americans supposed to be mixed up with white, or mixed up with Native American, and mixed up with all this shit? Aren't we supposed to be the mutts? So how the fuck can you not tell the difference between a mutt and a like monoracial person who don't have no white or any other thing in their ancestry? You can't tell a 100% African from a 70% African. You can't tell a East African, like a Ethiopian, or somebody from fucking North Sudan or some shit, from somebody that look like me. You can't tell a fucking Igbo man from me, or a fucking. Are y'all dumb? Do y'all not understand? Like, y'all can't see the phenotypical difference between Black Americans and Africans. It's like saying, bro, like you can tell which Black people come from the Western Hemisphere in the East. Like, I'd even go as far as to say not only can I tell a black American from an African, I could tell a fucking Caribbean from an African too. And it's a little bit harder because they're way darker down there. I could tell a Jamaican from an African. I could tell a Haitian from an African. Or a Belizean from an African. Or fucking Panamanian from an African. Y'all are basically saying all black people look the same. And as you know, all the people that came on to the New World in the slave trade, transatlantic slave trade, were all mixed up. So how can you not tell a mixed up person from a person who's pure African? Y'all think having a big nose means you're African, or being dark skinned, or being coarse hair means African, bro. I think you can't tell the difference between black Americans and Africans is because they dress like us over here in America. Take the African women, take their wigs away, take away their bust down middle parts, take away their lash extensions, take away the makeup, take away all that, and you can't tell a West African woman from a black American woman. West African, take away the lineups, take away the fade, take away, you can't tell an African man from a black American man. Y'all are liars, bro. Y'all are liars, blind, dumb, biased by history, or whatever the fuck. Because you're so used to like westernized Africans and shit like that. I want you to take, like, since you can't tell the difference between African in America and a black American, I want you to book your flight, pick a random country in West Africa, take your ass a plane there, hop off and look at everybody around. Go to the nearest town and look at everybody around that bitch. And I bet you'll be able to tell the difference between us and them real quick. And I'm not even being mean or negative or throwing shade, but it gets to a point to say you can't. That's like saying, Vietnamese people and Korean people look the same, or Philippine people and Vietnamese look the same, or Korean and Chinese look the same. They fucking don't. And if you can't tell the difference between a Japanese person and a Korean person, or a Chinese person and a person from Laos, or a Lao person, that's your own stupidness for not being able to recognize the differences in phenotype and all that shit. But I'm so sick of I can't tell Africans from black Americans. Have you seen an African and have you seen a black American? Have you looked at both groups of people real hard? Just because you are dark skinned does not mean you look like an African. Just because you have a large nose or doesn't mean you look African. I am so certain in myself that 8 times out of 10, if not 9 times out of 10, I can tell the difference between a black American and a fucking African because we both look fucking different. Like,
excuse me, what do you mean I don't look black American? What do you mean I don't look foundational black American? Come on, but I do. Look at me. Look at my hair. I do. See, the only thing I can just say maybe the accent, right? The accent. And of course, I'm going to learn. But for you to say that we don't look black American, or we look nothing, and like, no. Anyways, keep watching these videos. I'll be back. Let me go and check. Kindly subscribe and share this video.
Jay Versace made a tweet saying that he thinks that people who are extremely African looking are the ones who get picked for a lot of modeling jobs. Now, I kind of agree to an extent, but can we just talk about how African Americans and Africans don't even look that different? A lot of African Americans look extremely African. Alondria from Love Island, for example, everyone was saying how they thought that she was Nigerian. Viola Davis, Wesley Snipes, and even Jay Versace himself, to me, looks very African. My point is that we are not a monolith and we look more alike than we look different.
Please explain to me how a feature can be African American, not African. Explain to me features that African Americans have that Africans don't have. Explain to me features that Africans have that African Americans don't have. You guys keep proving my point right. The scary thing is people don't see that they're doing it. What is an African American feature that Africans don't have? What is an African feature that Black Americans cannot have? We are all the same diaspora. We all have similar features. Of course, there are like over 2,000 tribes in Africa that are different phenotypically. However, that's my point. That Black people from the diaspora, we all share features. When you're mad about models with African features being pedestalized, and when you're a Black American, what are you actually mad about? What are you actually mad about?
I think it's so funny that every time I say that I resemble or look like East African women, people always comment this. It's almost as if you guys don't realize that there are other countries in East Africa beside Ethiopia, Eritrea, and Somalia. Not every East African phenotypically looks like that. If you would just take a moment to Google Tanzanian or Kenyan women, I don't see how you don't see the resemblance. I truly believe that some of you enjoy being intentionally dense, intentionally misunderstanding something. And to address the first part of this comment, Black Americans are descendants of West Africans. There's no way that you can know where every Black American descends from. Have you not heard of something called migration? You don't know that one of my ancestors didn't migrate from East Africa to West Africa and then was a part of the transatlantic slave trade. You don't know that to be true. While it is historically accurate that most of us who were a part of slavery did come from West Africa, there is no real way for you to know that there are not people from other regions of Africa that were not involved in the transatlantic slave trade. And don't get it twisted. I am in no way, shape, or form denouncing or saying that I do not have any West African descent, because I'm quite sure I do. But ancestry doesn't come from only one bloodline. There's a maternal bloodline and a paternal bloodline. Who's to say that one of my ancestors from my mother's side or my father's side is not from East Africa? You don't know that. And the point still stands that I phenotypically do look like Tanzanian and Kenyan women. You can't deny that. And you can't tell me what I didn't physically see. I've been to Tanzania 4 times. I've been to Kenya once, but I've been to Tanzania enough times to have seen myself in these women. Go visit Tanzania or Kenya or Google and then come back and holler at me.
The whole conversation of Black Americans and Africans not looking alike is actually pretty funny to me. It's actually pretty funny to me because Black Americans and Africans definitely do be looking alike. I'm not saying we all look alike, but I'm saying we be looking alike. That's a fucking lie, like, please. Because I've seen, first of all, y'all thought Alandra was African. Y'all thought Alandra was African. She wasn't. Alandra is Black American. It be your own people. It's always your own people. I've seen so many Black Americans look at their fellow Black Americans who were dark like Alandra, with distinctive features like Alandra, and was like, African. Whole time they got no connection to Africa, nowhere. There's so many Black Americans that be looking like they from like Trinidad. No, they don't know a lick of India, nothing. They don't know who the fuck. They just know that they were Black and their mama and daddy is from here, okay? I've seen it so many times. That conversation is redundant. We need to shut the fuck up sometimes. I don't know what's going on. What's the moon in? What's the moon in? Are we in a retrograde or something? Everybody just tripping. Because that's a damn lie. That's a damn motherfucking lie. And I know for a fact, if you're Black American, you have witnessed a fellow Black American that you thought that was African, that was not African at all. Let's not. And Africans have seen their fellow Africans who don't even look African be like, what? And we all be looking alike. I want to hear that shit. Black niggas is niggas. It's just what it is.
We don't eat African food like that. African food ain't good. Black people eat Jamaican food. Hell, we'll eat Indian food, Chinese food before we go buy African food.
Mind you, Africa is a continent with 54 countries. Please listen to me. Africa is a continent with 54 countries. Me, as somebody that is born in Congo, I have never in my life ever ate Somalian food. I've never ate South African food. I've never ate Egyptian food. I've never ate Nigerian food, ever. Then to give examples of food that you would eat, you name countries, and then you classify a whole continent. What is wrong with y'all? I really want you guys to use your brains. At first, when I was younger and y'all would say something like this, it's just like, okay, but at what point are y'all going to stop being ignorant? At this point, it's sad. It's really sad. What is African food? What is that? What is that? There's 54 countries with different cultures. And you do know within those countries, depending on your tribe, things might be different. You know that, right? I mean, well, I don't think y'all would know that, because if y'all knew that, y'all wouldn't be making ignorant comments. But there's 54 countries. Nigerian people and people from Somalia don't have the same food, babe. They don't. People from Congo and people from Egypt don't eat the same food, babe. They don't. So this African food that you have in your brain, delete it. If you don't like it, we don't care, but you don't even know where it's from. You can't even point on the map where the food is from. You have other things to worry about.
There's a discussion about how Africans look African. I thought Africans already knew they looked African. I damn sure knew that the Africans look African. Because I live in Florida. I live around Haitians. I know what a Haitian look like. I don't know the science. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's the air is different, the water is different, the atmosphere is different and cause people to look certain ways. I don't know what that is. But as a black person, you could look at black people from throughout the diaspora and be like, you're not American. Or you're not two American black people did not make you. Because I've been dealing with that since I came to Florida. I mean, before. But like mostly when I done been in Florida and living in Texas, you know, with the Nigerians. But yeah, bro, black people know when we are looking at an actual African. And it's really some wild shit. I need somebody to explain this. Please, somebody explain this.
You look African. You said what? Africa. Africa. You are African. I mean, I'm just like minding my business trying to order some food. So I mean, I'm not really sure what your point is. Africa. Is that all you know how to say? You look African. Well, you know what? Why don't you go ahead and tell me about your African culture?
What do you mean, African culture? African continent? African country? Are you stupid? You had no education system in America? You had no school?
I mean, you're the one who said African. So, I mean, what do you expect? No culture, no language. You don't know who you are. You don't know who you are, but you Africa. You Africa don't know who you are. I mean, I do have a culture. It's just not an African culture. So, what are we really saying here? You look Africa. Okay, that's nice, but I'm American, so... What the hell? Are you okay?
I'm so glad you said that. Let me ask this question I've always thought. Okay, Spirit. Specifically for the Black Indigenous people of America, are we different from the Africans? No. Okay. Let me rephrase the question. The Black Indigenous people of America, did our ancestors come from what is called modern day Africa? Yes. Were we here hundreds of years before slavery? Yes. Were we here thousands of years before slavery? Yes. Is that why there are pyramids all over America? Yes, because we were here for thousands of years. Yes. Now, on a spiritual level, the Black Indigenous people of America, do we house or hold some type of ancient spirituality unlike any other culture in the world? Yes. Is this why Black culture in America cannot be originated or found in any other continent in the world? Yes. We were the blueprint. Yes. Not the blueprint as in the original people, but is it because of the spirit that we house? Yes. Is this why our music is different? Is this why the way that we practice spirituality, religion, etc. completely different? Yes. Is this why we, as the Indigenous people of America, have the influence over the world? Yes, because spiritually, we're just different. Yes. Now, in ancient times, were we an extraterrestrial people? Is some of that extraterrestrial coding still in our DNA? And is this why our government constantly tries to hide who we are as a people? Have we tapped back into that ancient coding? And is this why our government is afraid of us? Yes. They said we're not human. They were not lying. No, they were not lying, okay? But instead of telling the truth that we are ancient extraterrestrial coded people, they said we were monkeys or some sort of animal. And that's why they created those laws and said we're not all the way human, because technically we're not human. We have ancient extraterrestrial coding in our DNA. And I gotta ask it. Okay. So when our babies are born and they have that green mark on their lower back and or bottom, I remember the nurses saying about my son that it was a Mongolian mark. Is it true that that is what it is called? No. Is that mark created because of the way that they were laying in the uterus? No. Is that mark a genetic marker or a coding for us people to know who we are? Yes. But scientists and the colonizers renamed it the Mongolian mark. Yes. However, it is a key for us to know who we are. And that is why our children are born with green marks on their backs or blue marks on their backs, because it is a part of the extraterrestrial genetic coding. Okay, because I know it's going to come up. Are Black Indigenous people the only ones that have those marks? No. All Indigenous people have those marks. Do Caucasians have those marks? Can their children ever be born with those marks? No. And is this why the powers that be, who pretend to be the chosen people, use music, movies, reality TV shows to portray Black Americans in a certain light? Because they want to portray to the world a different story, as well as hide the truth from us as Black Indigenous people. Yes. Now, I spoke about breaking the curse by changing our last names from the slave owner's last name. Yes, is another way of breaking that curse, to stop investing in the music industry. Yes, to stop investing in reality TV that continues to show us in a negative light, to stop investing in movies or anything else in the entertainment sector that portrays us as Black Americans in a negative light. This is a part of breaking the curse, because as long as they filter or pump us with this negative vibration, it keeps us at a low vibration, and we will continue to perpetuate the cycle from generation to generation to generation. As each generation is born, they create a different way to pump out the frequency that will keep us at a low vibration, that will keep us from identifying and discovering who we truly are, and that will keep us or block us from unlocking this ancient code. Thank you.
I know what you guys really want to know. They look exactly like the women in the United States. Like, I mean, exactly. You cannot tell the difference. Like, and when I got there, I told my homeboy, I was like, man, it's a bunch of Americans in here. And I started hearing everybody speak in the native language. I was like, damn, they look just like us. They weren't lying when they said the slaves came from this country. Everybody here looks American. if you're from the United States, or I guess if you're from the UK, they look exactly like we do.
Hey, dear God, I have seen Delulu before, but this one is peak. This is delusional. Look at Chinedu. Chinedu that we used to know in Asaba, they're rolling tires, suddenly gone to America, and has forgotten that we look alike. Dear Chinedu, you are African. Baba, to be the father that gave birth to your father, yes, he's from Africa. And let me tell you, it boils down to the inferiority complex that people have here. Once you hear accents, or you think that something is foreign, you people, your head has woken up. You're starting to that's why you hear that, oh, someone finished their MBA from University of Crow. Immediately, you people just think is automatically better than you. You don't know if this past the person came out with third class, anything is better than you. That's why they will do IJGB party in Lagos here. I just got back party, oh, they will say you people are not invited inside your own Lagos. Or you'll be working in a car Atlantic there, they will say, oh, please, only expatriates are allowed to work here. Imagine inside our own country. It's because God needs to open you people's eyes from this delusion. My God, set my people free.
One thing that I love that the West Africans do, and I don't know if this is like specifically like Nigerians in West Africa, or if it's just like a West African thing, period. But I love when y'all be shocked or surprised and y'all hit the, hey, what? That you so bad. That you so bad. That you so bad, girl. Somebody jump out of the, hey, what? You drop some, hey, what? It's you so bad. And see, actually, now that I say it, I think the Ghanaians be doing it too. So it's got to be like a West African cultural type of thing. Y'all chew that down so bad. I didn't add that into my own lexicon. Hey, because what? That's exactly what it is. It carries so much meaning. It carries so much meaning. Depending on the tone, you could be frightened. You could be surprised. You could be shocked. You could be like, that just 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I'm telling you, people of color do the English language way better than anybody else on the motherfucking planet. Yes.
I just saw this girl make this video about like what makes her like not look 100% American, what makes her look African. And I want to ask the same question. Like, I'm covering my flag because like it's pretty easy to tell, but like where do we think I'm from, and like what gives that country and why?
Foundational Black Americans, we are indigenous. Kinika. Oh, Africans are tethers. Africans are savages. Oh, I'm Nuer. I'm Anuak. I'm Dinka. Actually, I'm the real Bantu. Oh, Malinkes versus Soninkes versus Kinika. Oh, North Africans are Arab colonizers and Kinika. Oh, It's enough. Everybody should rest. Answer is revolutionary Pan-Africanism. Once we all now understand that we're all Africans and our destinies are tied together, and that no one is getting free. The people in Mississippi are not getting free without the Congolese. The Congolese are not getting free without the Sahrawis. The Sahrawis are not getting free until Black South Africans get a hold of their resources from those Dutch settlers. Those Black South Africans are not getting their land back and their resources and everything back until Somalia is no longer under attack by expansionist Ethiopians. Those ones, anyways, you get my point. You get my point, right? And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be proud of your ethnicity, you shouldn't be proud of your culture. Yes, that's fine. But we have to understand ourselves as Africans of the global majority. Our struggle is one. Our oppressors are one. The British, the French, the Israelis, the Belgians, they all understand that they're working towards one cause, the extraction of our resources and the domination and subjugation of African people everywhere. So we too should have the mental fortitude and the common sense and the stamina and the gumption to now come together in order to struggle for the African revolution. Enough. Diaspora war. Our oppressors are somebody laughing. We got them again.
Some people are even doing their work for free on this app. Don't mind them. One Africa, one struggle. Huh? Thank you.
Y'all can lie to yourself all you want, but them features don't lie. Baby, y'all definitely African.
Credit to those creators. But honestly, I'll have to disagree on this, to be honest. You know, I support Black American in anything. Anything. I don't want nobody talking to them anyhow. I don't want anybody disturbing my people. But on this topic, I disagree. I disagree. Please, what's the difference? We're all beautiful. We're all fine. We all have melanin. A whole lot of the people speaking in those videos look like my cousins, my aunties. I don't understand. Why would they say you people look nothing like us? We look alike, to be honest. Look at me. Some of you who always comment on my videos, like sometimes I look at your pictures, in your profile pictures, and I'm like, are you sure this person is not probably my half or my stepsister somewhere? Because we look alike. I know a whole lot of things has happened and it's making you all still angry. No, we don't look like these people. In fact, that's what I want to believe. I want to believe that's where the whole anger is coming from. Because if we look alike, how would they treat us the same? Right? I want to believe that. But if you want to say that we look nothing alike, I will not believe it. I will not believe. We look the same. We look alike. I can say maybe Ugandans, right? People from Uganda or most of all those Eastern Africa, yeah. But let me tell you, when it comes to like West Africans and Black Americans, come on, we look fucking alike. Look at my face, look at my lips. And I've been trying to learn the whole Black American vernacular, like their accents. Very soon I'm going to be perfect in it, that nobody will ask me, where are you from? Because right now people in my comments are always saying, where are you from? Hey sister, where are you from? Very soon I'm going to master your accents and you can't tell where I'm from, to be honest. Haitians, we're all the same. We're all the same. Leave the whole I know we have our beef. Yeah, we have our beef. But if you want to tell me and you, we don't look alike. Come on. If you're a man, I look like your wife, or probably your sister, or probably your mother. If you're a woman here, I look like your sister, I look like your mom, I look like your daughter, I look like your auntie, I look like your grandma. So that is just it. Yeah. Peace and love. Do not forget, right? I'm your sister. I love you all so much. Right? I'm your sister. I'm your sister. That's what I want to say. Each time I see these videos, I just start laughing. But then, of course. But just tell me the truth now, jokes aside. What do you think? Look at my face. Look at my face. Let me see that in the comments there. It's me, Blessing on Global. Just a video. See you next one. Bye.